I'll take that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jennifer. All right, friends, you ready for the new commercials? Yes. Sweet, me too. All right, I got a little tradition here on Super Bowl Sunday. I throw out a football, somebody catches it and throws it back to me. Somebody else, Zach, that can catch the ball. Who's it going to be? Can he catch?
I haven't put any butters on my fingers.
All right, I'm going to try it. Ready? There you go.
I failed.
Okay. Go up there, Gary. There we go. You can't blame your gloves. Okay, Mace, you got one there? Come on. Throw me the ball. Yeah, you got it. Oh, jeez. Hey, we're inside, okay? Easy. Goodness, all right. I'm just saying, friends, the Browns had a 300-to-1 chance of getting to the Super Bowl this year. So there was indeed a chance, though. Yes, we may have blown it, but there was a chance. So the Steelers had a 10-to-1 chance. They also blew it.
They lasted a little longer.
All right, Don. All right, here we are. We are releasing and loving life again. I hope you've enjoyed this series, and I'm looking forward to tonight. We get to release something that hangs over probably all of us. It's called debt. Financial debt is what we're talking about. So it's time to release the debt. Right now, the average American, just like a single person, would have around $15,000 or more of debt. The American household has over $131,000 of debt hanging over their head. And we all know that that debt can cause strain on marriages, on health, on relationships, on the pocketbook, obviously. So tonight we're just going to give you, if you want to get started on it, great, that's the way to do it. You've got to start somewhere, right? So if you want to get started on releasing the debt, I'm going to be able to give you a couple of very solid strategies to work with. I'm going to share a class that we have. I'm going to bring some people up and talk to them as well. So we are into Super Bowl 52. Yay, okay. Super Bowl 52. There's only one other Super Bowl, there's one Super Bowl that did not use the Roman numerals. You know which one it was? Super Bowl 50. And they decided that because they could not make an L look very intimidating. L is 50, right? So Super Bowl 52. So we're talking about money. So I pulled up some money statistics about this year's Super Bowl. All right, so a little pop quiz. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, number one. All right, per ticket, average per ticket for this year's Super Bowl. Do you believe it is $8,000? Raise your hand. How about the $5,000 ticket? And how about the $2,000 ticket? All right, the average ticket price this year is $5,382. That's the average. That means people are paying more for it, and people might be paying a little bit less. All right, so the NFL is bringing in a lot of money on this game, on this one single game, right? So how much are they going to bring in? $338 million. 538. 938. All right.
$5,000 tickets that
$538 million on the income. One of our favorite parts of the game is, of course, the commercials. And every year, because so many people watch this, they raise the commercial prices. We're talking about 30 seconds, friends, 30 seconds of airtime. 2 million. Who'll give me 3 million? And who's going to pay 5 million? The answer is $5 million. Get this. That is over $100,000 per second for that commercial. Woo! Over $100,000. I looked it up. I think the minimum wage for an NFL player this year is $450,000. That's the base level that you're going to get there. So
Average career is about a year.
All right, if you're going to the game, you're going to pay for parking. This is probably the most exciting one. 50, 65, or 100? Who's going to pay 50? Who's going to pay 50? How about 65? And who's gonna pay $100 for parking when you get there, all right? It's actually a bargain at $65. It was $50 when we were at the World Series a couple years ago up in Cleveland, $50, right across from the stadium, so. Yeah, you'd think it'd be a little bit more, huh? But you know what, friends? We live in a world where cash is king, don't we? Money is king. We determine our worth by it. We determine our success rate by it. We allow cash and how much we're worth to really determine who we are. And that's something we got to shake, right? We got to shake that big time. You see, if you're in debt, you don't have the freedom to use your money the way you want to. And that's because if you're in so much debt, that money is going right to pay that debt. So you might be stuck in a job you don't like simply because it pays the bills, right? That you're kind of trapped in that job because you can't, if you get another job that doesn't pay as much, you won't be able to keep up with those bills, and that's going to affect your way. And you know, we know that debt affects how we live our life, what we can do. How many people would love to give unlimited funds to the church, right? Everybody better raise their hand on that one, right? I said, who hopes would love to? Or how would you love to be able to take care of your friends and your family, right? And when we have so much debt, it actually controls how we're spending our money. So it's not an easy process, but there is hope, friends. It is possible to reverse that and flip it up. Once you free yourself from that debt, it is truly free. Now you won't believe how much money you actually have, even without getting a different job, just controlling that debt and what you can do for giving to, giving to your church, helping your friends, helping your family, helping do something great in maybe a new ministry with homeless and stuff like that. But you can do it with it. So you see, the Bible, get this, talks about money. 2,000 verses talks about money. That was back when the Bible was written. It actually talks about our faith, only about 300 some verses. So what was a big deal even way back then? It was money, right? And so here we are today, and money is a big issue on us, right? 1 Timothy 6:10 says, "For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil." Some people, eager for money, have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. Yeah, I can totally identify with that, right? Pierced themselves with many griefs because of impulsive financial decision making. Give me an amen and make sure I'm not alone here, right?
Amen.
Right? I love to tell this story. Jennifer hates when I tell it, but I can't, we got to be real here, Jennifer. We were young and married and foolish. We went to see a movie, which was awesome, and then we came out and bought a new sofa and a love seat because it was a good deal. And then it didn't fit into our apartment either, so that was really cool. I told Jennifer, this is a bad idea. I don't think it should. Right, you got similar stories, right? You're impulsive, you did something, maybe you traded something in you shouldn't have, and it's easy. It's easy to make that mistake. But, and at the time you might think, man, this is snowballed, I can't ever get out of it. You can get out of it. It is possible. It takes discipline on our part, discipline in spending and discipline in understanding what's going on, but you can get out of it. Proverbs 22:7. So we have a class called Financial Peace University we're going to talk about here. This is the key verse that the lecturer, the guy who does it, goes over. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. That's the one he really focuses on. So his whole thing is like giving people great tools and ideas of how to look at their money, how to look at their finances, and get out from under this debt. Because we understand this as sometimes the debt drives where we work and how much we work and how long we work because we're trying to get out of it. And we can't. We're actually the slave to that debt because the debt's controlling us. Once we get rid of that, we are free. You like that word? We are free, right? All right, so let's take a look at, it's called Financial Peace University. We're going to release the debt. I've got just a short video that I'm going to bring up some people that have taken this class and share some of their stories and talk to them a little bit about it. So let's take a look at this video first and then I'll bring them up.
So I assume you're here to do a debt-free scream.
We are.
So how much have you guys paid off?
We paid off $44,000, and it took us 39 months.
Every time I see guys like you all, it gives me hope for the future. You guys are awesome. So what did you learn in Financial Peace University that helped your marriage?
We've just learned so much about each other and strengthened our marriage just through this whole process, growing and learning how to, take care of our finances and take care of our future.
Easily one of the best things we did for our marriage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very proud of you guys. You did it. You sacrificed. You paid off $44,000 worth of debt in 39 months. Dustin and Sammy, count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream. 3, 2, 1.
All right, there we go. So I'm going to bring Brenda Lyon on up. Come on up, Brenda. She's our leader and teacher of this class. And we have Jen Forney. Come on up. She took the class, and Darla prior as well. Come on up. Darla, let's give them a big round of applause for coming up here. Come on, Darla, let's hustle. Come on. Let's go. That's as fast as it goes. All right, friends, so let's start here. First of all, why do you feel it's important to bring this class and offer it? And then I want you two to answer, why did you sign up for it?
I'm Brenda Lyon.
I suppose.
I think it's important, and I didn't stress this morning, but it doesn't matter whether you are just starting out or if you've been married a while or if you're towards later in life, like Mark and I or whatever. And it helps everybody. It really puts into perspective prioritizing where your money goes. You see the figures up here of the average person after 90 days pays off in savings and whatever. The class that we had 3 couples, 1 single, and just in the 9 weeks of the class, we had everybody combined over a $7,000 turnaround from debt, including debt payoff and savings, which is just awesome. And I think it's important. Dave Ramsey started out with he and his wife, and they went bankrupt, turned everything around, and that became his mission to help other people to learn to prioritize where your money goes so that you can be a blessing to other people. And that's really, biblically, that's what we are to do. We are to help others, and this is how we can go about helping them with finances and to help people get out from under the stress of debt and be able to use your money for what you want to use it for to help build other people up.
And who doesn't, we all want to give more generously to help friends. And
Exactly.
Yeah, so great. Okay, Darla, why did you take the class? Why did you sign up?
I read Dave Ramsey's books a long time ago, and it was just a matter of Wayne discovering the course, and we also wanted our daughter to go through it so she could pick up some of those tidbits and, hopefully rid herself of debt so she can live and give like no one else.
And Jen?
I already told you this morning. I don't know. I remember when the class was introduced here, and I kind of looked at Paul and I said, hey, I think we should do that. And he kind of looked at me and said, but we do okay. Like, we don't have any struggles. We pay our bills every month, and we do all right. And I remember just looking at him, yeah, we do, but maybe we could do better. I mean, are we tithing what we could be doing? Are we saving what we should be saving? And so something just kind of pushed me towards taking the class. I don't know why.
All right, next question is for all 3 of you. Would you give everyone your best piece of advice you learned from that class that kind of made the most impact on you, or something you put into place right away and you start seeing results from that? Whoever wants to go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Mark and I actually, we didn't take the class when it was offered back. It's been probably 10 years or so ago at another church, but I was treasurer at the church at the time, and I got the kit, the coach's kit at the time, took it home and kind of did it on our own, and just really became enamored with it. The philosophies of, again, just prioritizing with, his philosophy is with a zero-based budget, which, you know, it doesn't encompass, you see those figures and you think, well, yeah, if you make, you know, $18,000 a month or whatever, you can do that. Anybody can do it, regardless of your income. It just takes a matter of prioritizing where your money goes and you telling your money what to do, not waiting until payday to see what you have or what you have left over. And the biblical principles for us, I had mentioned this morning, was there's a story in the Bible of the woman that gives just like 1 penny or whatever, and she's kind of mocked by the Pharisees, and oh, you know, that's all she gave. And Jesus said she gave more than the people that actually gave a lot, because she gave from nothing. And other people that had much were giving very, very little of their income and not doing it biblically. They're doing it maybe because they have to, not because they want to. And that, to me, is the philosophy that drives it, is to be able to give and bless other people.
All right, thank you. Darla?
My big takeaway was the budgeting, really setting up your month so that you're not unexpectedly facing an expense that you need money for. So if you're setting aside the grocery money or something like that, it's very easy to spend it if you haven't already set aside. So, you know, it's just basically accounting for everything. When you get your paycheck, you bring home cash and stick it in an envelope. If that doesn't work for you, other people have different systems, but it seems to work for us. And that way you know, I've got that money.
Sorry, same answer. I mean, it's really the first step. The first step is learning how to, the way Dave Ramsey says it, is make your money work for you. And so instead of, you know, going out and whatever we had in the bank account, we knew how much money it was and we could impulse buy. Now we look at our, we just still do weekly. We're failing at the month. But every week we sit and we look at what our paycheck is and what kind of money is coming in and what kind of money is coming out. And so we're always aware of where all of this money is supposed to go. So instead of, in the beginning, you think of a budget as like, oh, I'm only allowed to spend this much money here and this much money there. That's not really true. We take our money and we put it towards exactly what we want it to be going towards, and it kind of keeps us from spending money on coffee or fast food or any of that stuff, really.
Now, Brenda, you mentioned kind of the biblical part of it with that story. I want to hear from you too. What biblical piece kind of tied this together, you know, that kind of made sense for you?
Well, it's the verse, you know, the borrower is slave to the
Right.
lender. And it's very, very true. Those credit cards can go up very, very, very quickly. And then you're left, so to speak, holding the ball, trying to figure out how you're going to pay for it. And there's really no satisfaction in it when you get the bill. So one of the other things that really has stood out to me is working together to make sure that we're making all of those ends meet and things like that. We basically work together, but it's so much better to be on that same page when you're not kind of fighting each other.
Okay, great.
We didn't go into this class with a lot of credit card debt, so that was something that, I mean, we had kind of already taken care of. So one of the biblical things that really hit home for me was, you know, I know you're supposed to be good with your money and that's all great, but Dave Ramsey goes about explaining to you that God sort of demands that we are responsible with our money and that we leave a legacy behind us for the generations to come. And I had never really considered that. My parents didn't leave much for me, and they taught me how to go into a bunch of school debt. And so this kind of idea that the Bible tells us that it's our job to be responsible with our money so that our children can have things after that. That really hit home for me. Like, this is my job as a mom, to be responsible and to be able to save more than what we're doing. So it's not necessarily important right now that we have 3 yearbooks for our kids, but it is important that we teach them how to save. You know, our children have money envelopes now. They have a saving envelope and a spending envelope and a giving envelope. And the pride that I feel when my son walks in and has $10 that he has earned and he puts into the giving basket and he's super excited to do it, I feel like I'm finally learning how to do my job as a parent, and that was all thanks to this class.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so for this class, a day in the life of the class as you come in, it starts at about 6:30, 7, when everyone gets there. You're going to watch a video, and then it comes with an entire kit. The cost for it is $109, but don't let that be a deterrent. Don't let that be a hurdle.
Deterrent.
A stumbling block, if you will. Talk to me or talk to Brenda, okay? We can make it happen, because that's how we feel about this program, that how good it is. So Brenda, tell us quickly when your next one is starting, how people can be part of that, and good job, Stacey.
It starts 3 weeks from tomorrow, on Monday, February 26th. Like he said, 6:30 to 7-ish. It lasts about 2 hours. There's an hour of video. There's an hour of discussion. Part of the hour is before the video, part of it's after. And I have registration forms if anybody's interested. Afterwards.
And also, once you take it, you can take it again for free, right?
Right. It's a year membership. You get the package that has your booklet and all the information, and then you get a membership on their website, which you can log in, and there's bonus resources on there. If you miss a class, the videos that are in the class are online that you can retake, and then the budget for the month is on there also, that you can work and help, a couple different tools to help you work out how to make your money work for you.
Great. Talk to any of these people up here if you're interested at all, or even want to hear more about it. I'm sure they'd be happy to talk with you. Thank you. Let's give them a big round of applause. All right, friends, releasing debt is what we're talking about tonight. So, get started on it. Why not tomorrow? Start there right away. Be patient with it. It's a long process. The other thing I wanted to let you know, you don't need to bring your financial information to this. We're not going through your checkbook. You're not going through all that stuff. It's all, you don't need to bring any of that. So just keep that in mind. Okay, releasing debt, and then we can begin to truly live how God and really enjoy life and love life that God has given us. All right, let's have a word of prayer, friends. God, we thank you so much for bringing us together tonight. We thank you for the talk we just had, the reminder that we don't have to live under debt and what that does. And God, we know it's a long thing. It's not a quick, short fix, but we're committed to it. We're excited to do it because we're excited to live how you have command for us. We're excited to be able to help others, to give generously, and truly enjoy life. So, God, let that be in our hearts and our minds this week. We know that you're working. You're working on us, God, and we can feel it, and we are ready. Use us, God. Use us in our families and our friends. Use us in our communities in which we live. Help for healing. Help us to offer hope to those who have no hope. Help us, God, to put a foundation of faith all around us so that others may be able to stand on it as well. In the name of Jesus, we do pray. Amen. Amen.